Hello and welcome to KritzKast. I feel like I'm starting anew, a fresh person. I've had at least 3 good hours of sleep, and that's just enough. That's all the sleep that anyone could ever possibly ask for in such a fantastic, wonderful experience of an environment such as this. I am on Hugs. It's a thing that I've always wanted to be, on Hugs, as opposed to in Hugs and surrounded by Hugs. Hugs for me, it's just an accolade, an achievement. Hugs, I think, is the definition of community and togetherness, oneness, 2 or possibly 3 individuals coming together and just joining in. I think I've gone out too much on that. I'm a pyro. I'm drinking something that's monstrously wonderful and has bubbles in it, and it's yellow. I'm joined today for Hugs, this special 420 edition. It just happens to be episode 420, by the way. We're not doing anything, you know, nefarious. That's like a unified two big waves at the same time.
Like a classic 90s girl group, sorry.
Only the best. We need some bangles in here. I am joined today by 2 utterly and gloriously wonderful people. Squirrel.
Yes, singular.
Just the Squirrel, singular.
Just the one.
Just the one. And Lois.
The other animal.
The other animal, 2 animals. I think I wanted to do the joke about it being a zoo, because there's 2 animals, it's the whole soldier thing coming together.
Both soldiers, yeah.
And this is, I mean, for me, it's my first live Hugs event. And for you, obviously, it's not. I mean, this is your deal, your shebang, your boozawaka.
Apparently.
It's
coming that way.
To create a word that I didn't think existed before. You're boozawaka. So, what is Hugs? If you wanted to sort of sum it up in 17 or less words, what would you call Hugs? What does it mean for you? I'm going to let you talk. No, I'm not. I'm staying. Okay, no, fair. Go ahead. What is Hugs for you? Take your time.
No, Hugs.tf is .tf is the domain name a word? Would you reckon?
Yes,
or
Hugs.tf.
Is a annual charity event benefiting Special Effect, who have the banner here and flag here, banner here, and they are a charity that work with people with disabilities to create gaming aids, so that they have access to the kind of escapism, and it's also about the fact that they're included, you know,
the sort of community element.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I mean, for us, we've definitely been pushing the idea that it's also like access to the community.
Yeah.
For people who are from a massive range of backgrounds. Like, I mean, we keep saying the for the kids meme.
Yeah.
In reality, it's they work with absolutely everybody. I mean, that you have everything from people who were born with any ray of some kind of maybe disfigurement or something like that, or people who come back from war zones. You know, like.
Oh, wow.
Everybody. I've seen a lot of stuff that they've. I've seen a lot of stuff.
coming
back from war zones.
Oh.
Yeah.
No loud noises,
I've seen
please.
a lot of stuff from their YouTube page, and we've been putting a couple of the things up during the breaks, and you know, genuinely, what they do is absolutely incredible.
So, has Hugs always been with Special Effect?
Yes. No, it started, I think, when you started it with just you, Amy, and was it Craig?
No, it was our friend
Jake.
Jake Brain. So Omni's real name is Jack Brain, and we have a friend called Jake Brain who was.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely.
What's the chance of that?
I don't.
It's
ridiculous. Yeah.
Don't tell me the odds.
Yeah, it's absolutely awful. But yeah, we started it 4 years ago, and none of us were really nobody really knew anybody. Nobody was really too much of a hardcore nerd at that point. I mean, we played a lot of games, but we weren't as big into TF2 at the time.
Yeah.
So we raised £140, and the network in which we were using for the live stream couldn't withstand the idea of having 3 computers streaming at once. So we set up in a house, and then we just sent Epley home.
Brilliant.
we just told him to go home.
So I think this is important. I think it's actually quite relevant to what we're doing here today, or what has been going on here today. The fact that you guys started off doing just a bunch of people, just a few people, and it has grown for you. why did you keep at it? I mean, not to put £140 down, because any amount of money is fantastic, but it's not a huge win. Did you then at that time think, do you know what? I've had fun. Let's do it again next year.
Yeah, I'd say the streaming bug, or the bug to keep doing this, especially because the whole idea of Game Blast, we raised the money through Game Blast as the event, and it was so easy because it's just a Just Giving page. It's just a very, very easy setup. It's just stream whatever you want, no rules, no real. I mean, it's like 24 hours generally is the idea, but if you were to nip out for a couple of hours or something like that, no one really cares.
They're not going to penalise you. They're not going to take you off the friends list.
Yeah, it's not like...
How dare you break for a moment to go have a pee?
Yeah.
Do you not know who you are?
Yeah, it was so low pressure. Why not do it again? You know, like, you didn't really lose anything. In the second year, we did it from my living room at the time.
Was that the one where Epley was sleeping in the living room, or just lived in a little corner?
That's kind of besides the point.
There's a living room, a sleeping room, and a kitchen, and a...
Okay, here's a slight side story.
Okay,
this might be the best way of filling an hour. Here's a side story. Yeah, the side story hour.
All a side story.
So Epley's my brother, and
I just want to say, I don't know if the two of you appeared on stream together.
No, we probably won't.
But it is a bit of a heads messer, because the two of you are identical, except when you're together, you're clearly different people. But individually, like if you were to do the thing where you go off screen and he was to come back in, like the stream wouldn't know. You are sort of twins. Anyway, I've digressed.
No.
I've digressed from your digression. Welcome to KritzKast.
And it's gonna spin.
Round and round we go.
Yeah, I was just gonna go with once upon a time. He was in university near where I was living, and he needed somewhere to stay, and I offered him my sofa, and he stayed there for 7 months.
I was going to say, 7 months later.
And
That's impressive.
He moved out of that house after I did.
Yep.
What? Yeah, we moved into a new house, and he just took my room for the last month. He actually had a bed for the last month.
That's good to know.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's...
Has he moved with you?
No, he's not.
He has his own life now.
Oh, before Hugs, he was staying on my sofa, and the housemate I live with now is the housemate I was living with at the time, and I could tell he was just got.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's not too similar.
Not more.
Too similar. Yeah.
The first week was fun, and then after
7 months later.
Yeah. I definitely got a couple of death stares, just like, better go home.
Every breakfast, is he gone yet? No, no, he's still there.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. The whole idea of the second one then was just like he was already there. Amy had work halfway through the day, so she did like a couple of hours streaming over the night, went to work, came back, did more streaming, and we raised £500 mainly through a large Geel donation, because Geel's been there since year 2.
Yeah.
I think we can't sort of understate the impact that someone like Geel has on, well, every charity stream, realistically. I mean, he's always there for everything. And it's not just the fact that he donates money, which that's wonderful.
That does help.
But it's time, it's resources, it's competence.
Also provides us sort of an amount of legitimacy when people are wanting to donate something. Often you can't. It's difficult to get people to sort of trust in, something that's not as well known, and some of us aren't the most well known gamers.
Most of us, yeah.
Yes, mostly because the EU comp scene is not huge, but someone like Geel behind you, a big presence in the space, just really helped, cement it.
Yeah, and like he obviously genuinely backs the idea.
Oh,
I mean, if you're there since year 2, I mean, the donation he gave for year 2 was the full amount that we asked for. So we wanted to get to 140. That was our goal because we'd done it the year before, and we're just like, let's match it.
Yep.
And that's that is the last time. Yeah, that is the last time I ever told myself that I would match last year. Since then,
because
it's always
you don't want to. Or
yeah, I always just
want
to push it. I always want to push it.
Okay, so it's always got to be more. It's always got to be more.
Yeah, so that was the whole big jump between the second and third year, was that I wanted more, and you add more to it. And
I kind of feel like I need to mention at this moment that we're currently on. When I went to bed, it was 12,000 something.
It's more than
£13,422.19.
That is a large sum of money.
Huge. And last year was 3,000 total.
Yeah.
And after PayPal fees, about
after PayPal fees, it was quite a lot.
Wow.
But,
Wow, that's
we've
well,
sorted that this year.
That's a side of this kind of fundraising thing that you don't think about. There are overheads, there are things that got to be paid for. Now you're doing
One thing
it
I can say
properly.
with fair amount of confidence is that
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it'd be a really good time just to move on to this event in on its own right. Our overheads have been ridiculously low this year. Like I don't know how we've managed to spend so little because I mean obviously people traveling and stuff like that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this entire venue is being given to us by the Every Nation Church in Hammersmith.
Which I mean, that's just
No
amazing.
charge, no fee whatsoever.
That's-
They heard what we wanted to do, and they loved it.
That's kind of awesome.
It's incredible.
Well,
Like-
when you think about all the problems we had last year with
Yeah.
streaming from your
Yeah.
house and the internet not being able to cope with the amount of stuff we wanted to
Yep.
do, and having just, I don't know, random bodies lying around the floor where people
I
are
was gonna say,
trying to sleep.
I don't know if the
painting in the
stream
kitchen.
is fully aware. Like people are fully aware of the amount of hardware that sort of sits just over there.
Goodness me.
There's a lot of screens, a lot of computers, mostly a lot of
A lot
cables.
of tripods, a lot,
Yep,
lot of
tripods.
lights, everything.
Like every time you flip to something upstairs,
No, go away.
and there's so we oh waving. Hey, hi, that is
It's
them.
production crew. And Fate.
There's like 17 different there's cameras everywhere. I was afraid for a moment that when you started talking about that toilet video, I'm not sure it's been shown yet, that there was going to be
I
like
believe it has been
'cause
shown. Yeah.
there's things that have happened in that loo downstairs that I don't want
Yeah.
anyone to know about. And there's so that's not what the toilet. There's no toilet cam. There's
No.
okay,
No,
just
no, it's
just
okay.
keeping
No,
it clean.
yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
PG
Big relief, huge relief actually, massive relief. I've said relief far too many times. It's got slightly
Yes.
awkward now.
Segue.
Okay. So the idea. Let's stay on the cameras for a moment. Everything is televised. Everything has video cameras. You've decided to camera up the streamers, to camera up the audience. There's like a little audience arena part with a big projector screen, and that's all camera.
Yeah, when doing the grand tour at the beginning, and whenever anybody walks into the building, or at least, I mean, we've got a couple of people arriving today that haven't seen yet, so they'll get this tour as well, providing that this orange juice is enough to keep me going on its own volition. You walk into this main room, and you're just like, hello, this is the production, don't mess with them. They will kill you. Then the sofas, don't go near them.
Yep.
And then
To be fair, though, there's this kind of bizarre barrier of light. It's just a sheer force of light. I remember being sat in the sofa before the lights went on, and I was thinking, hey, nice sofa. It feels kind of comfy, getting your ass in there, just kind of relaxing into it. Sort of maybe have a little snooze. And then they turned the lights on, and it was like a deer in headlights, like BAM! Huge, overpowering lights, and suddenly you're the person on camera.
Yeah, I am a little bit worried about burning in these amount of light, actually. Yeah,
You
there's
tanned
something.
nicely. That's
Yes,
quite
well,
impressive.
unevenly, but yes.
Unevenly. Sort of a speckly tan.
Yes. I was going to say, it's actively been replacing the sun for me for the last 2 days, for
Well,
sure.
it is a bit of a mess as well, because I was unaware. I think the thing was I slept last night in front of the monitor, in front of
the big
front of the
projector
projection.
screen,
Yeah, that's
yes,
right. And there was Scream Fortress going on, for which we had
no.
speakers upstairs. So like every now and again, I'd be, oh my god, it's not my nightmare, it's somebody else's.
I thought we'd muted that.
The advert scared me more. Oh,
maybe the sound was just travelling all the way from downstairs up.
we had a very brief stream outage, and the advert played by Twitch probably scared me more because that thing came on full volume.
Oh, nice.
Like it was Brandon Pym goes,
Oh,
yeah, it was tragic, honestly,
brilliant.
genuinely awful. Yeah. And then sorry, I was talking about the tour. Then wow, where did we go?
Please go.
carried on.
Tour.
And then you continue up the stairs, and there's a stair upwards that lead you to the main rooms up top. The main room up top being the one that's split in half between gamers and viewers, and then the green room, or the room without cameras.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
That-
One single room
This
without
is
cameras.
one room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Apart from the bathroom and the
necessary.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Completely.
And it is the safe space where people can sleep and not be featured on stream. Because if you sleep here, you're gonna probably be featured on the stream.
Though it doesn't stop people trying.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
There's. I think it's any spare space on the floor is fair game.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Oh yeah, I was just part of the human Tetris upstairs. It was great.
I saw that as
Yeah.
well. That was
Oh, yeah.
wonderful. Actually, I woke up. I went to bed. I went to sleep. I feel like I'm like living inside the experience right now. I'm giving away too much, but I want people to know this
understand.
because it's real. This is the reality of doing a stream of this magnitude with this many people involved. Is that you just can't sleep anywhere.
Nope.
Every floor space is taken up, and there's no real set time for sleeping. People have been streaming into the wee small hours, and then kind of trying to find a bit of sort of elbow space to lie down. And I woke up beside what I can only imagine 3,000 people, all sort of Tetrised in amongst each other.
Ah,
I
you're
mean,
referring to the cuddle puddle.
oh my goodness, it's got a name.
The Hugs.tf cuddle bottle.
Wow,
That's
Cuddle puddle,
wonderful.
yeah.
Hashtag
Yeah.
cuddle puddle.
Yeah, it was a mess, but it was a wonderful mess.
There
And
was-
it was warm until everyone left. And then when I woke up, it was freezing.
Oh dear.
No.
Yeah, it was nasty. But
Have you had any sleep at all?
I
think
knocked out a couple of hours.
You're 2 hours. I'm about 1.5. So between us,
I've
I
had
think we've
3.
got a
This is-
decent
yeah,
night's sleep. Yeah.
No, I feel
We'll be
bad
all
now.
right,
I've had
yeah.
3 full. All I've done is like read a few messages and then come down and do
Luxury.
KritzKast. This is ridiculous. Yeah. So, are you planning to sleep after this? Have you got like 4 days off before you? No. You are a hardcore gamer, sir.
I'm teaching kids tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a real life then. So.
Oh, apparently, yeah.
So. What do you do? What is your calling?
Oh, I do. Outside of the Team Fortress, these things, I do lots of things related to like audio and music. So the job I'm doing tomorrow is in a school and I teach music.
You sort of have that kind of relaxed attitude about you. You're comfortable in
music
front of a
teacher vibe.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like Kato was playing on my PC for the show match, and I used Kato as an excuse. Sorry, Kato as an excuse, shortening it, because we're best friends.
Cadus, far too many syllables.
Yeah. I used it as an excuse, but he's using my chair from home, which
Right.
means that I get the captain's chair. And then I wouldn't
Why not?
set on anything other than the mic that I get to use, which is a fairly penis-looking microphone with lots of ribs on it. So I set that up in
I'm not
prime
sure that
position.
stream sort of. Nice. Okay, come on.
Oh,
No,
That's
I-
not really
I-
Sunday morning stream
your sort of
air, is
phallic microphone.
It's very well, you know. That's the honest truth.
I don't know why you're so pleased.
It's because
Did you buy it because it was? Did you see it on the shelf and
No,
think
it's
that's the mic for me?
just
That's-
really nice.
That's what I want to
Nice
have my
mic,
lips
yeah.
close to at all times.
just
Yeah,
really
just-
nice mic.
Just a big.
Yeah.
I'm something of a mic geek.
Yeah.
I spend many an hour when I should be working just browsing pages of Shaw and
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
AT, looking at their
Yeah.
microphone. What is? May I ask? What is your lovely microphone?
Oh, it's an Electro Voice RE20.
Oh,
Oh, this is great. We just get to have
Wow.
a completely unintelligible conversation to the rest of the entire stream while we all
Welcome
just
to
geek out about microphones.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do.
It's not bad.
It's quite nice.
It
Yeah.
sounds good.
I mean, I didn't buy it
Literally.
for voice, but it sounds good. Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I mean,
Oh,
you
that-
can't
that-
change
that
the
feels
person
like
who's
a mate.
speaking to the end of it, but other than that, it's good. Yeah.
I'm actually down for a sounds good man emote, but you know we'll work on that.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know how we do. It's like maybe the same one, but with some headphones on.
Like just
Yeah.
stroking the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could happen either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stroke a blue unicorn, a microphone, and then something else here. I
Just
don't
something-
know.
Just
Yeah.
something in
I'll
the
go
middle.
grab a sticky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
All the orange juice.
it's chaos upstairs essentially, but it's kind of gone fairly well. I mean, in regards to what we learnt from the third year, from last year, we learnt a lot about what it was to be that a little bit bigger, and then this year,
It's a lot.
it didn't
bigger, really.
necessarily that information or knowledge didn't necessarily transfer because it's a different beast. Within the
Very much
first
so.
hour of this stream, we knew things that we hadn't done.
Okay.
And it was a massive learning curve even from the beginning of I think,
Within the first hour, what did you learn that you hadn't done that you wish you had learned before you went live?
so the guys in production have more experience with this, but I don't have as much experience in terms of like queuing people up and giving people good time to get into.
So just to reveal the blankets, there is a phrase for this. For the life of me, I can't remember what it. Opening the curtain. Yeah.
Pull back the curtain.
So every now and again, we get in our ears, and these are very inobtrusive headsets, by the way. Almost nobody can tell we're even wearing them. I think it's worth pointing out these are headsets. These are not my normal ears. Every now and again, we get a message from John or from Wolf, or quite a lot actually, coming from the beautifully wonderful and smiley and thumbs-uppy person behind the set. A nice Ash. Not to be confused with any other kind of Ash.
Oh, that's a good point.
He's a good boy.
Good boy.
He's a good boy. I love that. It's so wonderful. He tells us things. He tells us off for doing things, and he tells us on for doing things. He keeps it going. He keeps it alive for us.
Sort of the taskmaster when Ryan isn't around. Yeah.
Yep.
He's kind of been keeping it together. I mean, I don't think he slept.
I'm not sure.
Ash is Ash the last one having not slept? Oh no.
Ooh, I feel slightly bad.
I don't feel bad. I feel
fully bad.
genuinely concerned. He's in charge of this. He's currently running this section.
If the stream goes down at any moment, it's because he has fallen asleep on the button that turns everything off. We'll have to lift him from his cradle, his electronic cradle, and point him towards a bed somewhere. Hopefully that comes to you sooner rather than later, sir. Actually, I'll take a moment if I can. I did invite people to donate £4.20, which is relevant because KritzKast 420.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's cool.
And ask us anything, or in fact, put whatever message they wanted, and I'll be reading it out. The first of which has been donated by a generous fellow called S-Dog. I'm not sure S-Dog sort of rings a bell.
It was one of my nicknames at high school, but other than that, I can't.
Really?
Yeah, S-Dog, yeah. That was
I wouldn't pick that
message from S-Dog.
No,
Here's
but they did.
episode 420. So, thank you very much, S-Dog. Why did they call you S-Dog?
Well, it's because my second name. That's an entirely different and not safe for work nickname.
Right.
S-Dog. My second name began with an S.
Right.
I don't know where the dog came into it, but S-Dog.
Because you always look rough?
No.
Oh, he's so professional.
No.
Oh, that's too good.
Indeed.
I can't compete with this.
There's no competition here.
But yes, no, maybe that was it.
Maybe that was. So what is it that you've brought to the table? A part of me is very apologetic towards the Team Fortress 2 audience because I know that I know nothing. I tried playing some TF2 earlier, and admittedly it wasn't on my PC. But when I was sat next to people who actually can play properly, I suddenly realised that I can't. I can really enjoy Team Fortress 2, like any noob, but I actually can't play it that well.
It's a tough game. Yeah.
Are you guys? I mean, have you hit the competitive scene? Is this your jam?
Well, for me, it has been for a long time. So ever since I got into competitive from the TF2 mix-up events back in the day.
That was so cool.
That was where I got in. I just went straight into competitive, played an awful lot, I would say, with lots of unsuccessful teams, and I'm still doing that now.
He looks at me because we've been stuck on various teams for like
Together,
3 years or something.
It's been a long journey.
Is it the fact that you guys won't leave each other's sides? That's the problem, or
I literally at the end of every season I'm just like I'm never playing with Squirrel again.
I have a similar feeling. I must admit.
It's why so there's this segment coming up soon, which is the MG chess, and it's literally the worst game mode idea I've ever heard. It is the worst scheduled event I've ever.
We've got 5v5 B-ball coming up, and MVE chess is worse.
It's a chance to repeat ourselves. I know that on the stream you've mentioned what chess versus.
The MG chess tag teams.
Yeah, tag team. Like, I know that the stream knows what about it is, but people have been asleep, and I know that anyone listening to this afterwards, this will be released on KritzKast.com. For those who are new to this, to the idea, to the segment, what have you got yourself in for?
Are you referring to the well-formed and well-polished meta?
Yes,
that is tag team chess MGE.
Yes, it's well fleshed out, this idea. Yep.
Well, the idea was based around Squirrel and I's very good friendship.
Yes. I think it was Epley that came up with a lot of the ideas of just to try and make me as mad as possible.
I
really.
believe this was entirely the idea, and it is the idea that you take a player who is playing chess and one who is playing MGE versus another team of one chess player, one MG player.
Yep.
And then I believe we're doing it at the end of the MG round. Are we doing it so that when the point is scored, which is after 20 points?
The winner swaps.
Yeah, the winner swaps. Even though, in hindsight, it might have to be 10. Because actually that seems quite
long time. Yeah.
Although potentially, Omni has come up with a new rule set which might be quite good, which does away with traditional chess.
Trust Omni.
And every time you score a kill in MG, the other person gets to make a move, which will be quite interesting.
That
would be quite interesting.
Terrifying.
That would be worth to go as well.
Yeah, due to the fact if my
so many game modes.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was
you could actually play 2 moves or 3 moves or 4
so you
moves
could win the
before.
game in 3 moves quite easily.
Fantastic.
If your partner gets 3 kills initially.
We're going to have to do a couple of different versions, I think.
Yeah, I think that's something
to
that's really exciting to watch.
I mean, I think we're going to be really adapting the meta. This is going to be meta-defining day. Because
so in the future, when 20 years down the line, when there's huge prizes for MG chess Scrabble, a proper team sponsored and everything,
you definitely may have got ahead of yourself slightly because of the other part of it was the incentive, the donation incentive, which is that because we've already got the dumbest game mode ever. We've assigned 15 minutes at the end for the donation incentive. Which is that it becomes 3v3 MG chess Scrabble.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's going to be a mess.
I can't
it's going to be an actual mess, probably with a 1-minute klaxon or something, but who knows? Because it's going to be absolutely horrific. But I'm probably going to have an independent judge, probably Permzilla.
I think it's important.
Ex-head admin, so we can trust him.
I don't think there are enough people in this building to understand both the rule set and the amount of effort that's going to be involved in trying to modify this. Actually, is the point of the win decided by who wins the chess?
Yes. Because they left the only person who is capable of playing chess at a reasonable level to design the rule set. So, so that's
I think that the the result of this match will be debated by the elders for decades.
I think that's
people will be
true,
considering who won this event.
I think it'll be a matter of opinion. Whether
long after we are gone. because the game is more than us now.
Yep. For sure.
But yeah, essentially the entire thing was built around this very, very tumultuous friendship. And
yes, pretty much.
And I assume you're aware of the other chess variants, the boxing chess.
Yes, I think that was the catalyst behind this idea.
Right.
Mainly. But that's a bit more well defined, given that it's 1v1
and
rather than 2v2.
Actually, boxing chess where it's 2v2, it sort of loses its charm a little bit.
It's a bit strange.
Yeah. Somebody else gets smacked in the face and then you get to take a move. Oh no, I've been smacked in the face again. Oh, poor you. I'll take a chess move then. Go on, get smacked in the face again, will you? Yes.
And it's a good opportunity to show off the TF2 chess set, which is wonderful.
I have seen the box. I slept next to the box in a vague attempt that being asleep near something that was both Team Fortress 2 and related to being of the brain, I hope to take on both the power of chess and the power of Team Fortress 2 in my sleep. Sadly, not enough hours. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going for the fact that it was not enough hours and I have gained nothing through this.
You could have had a little nap on it. I mean, you could have maybe got away with that.
I think there wouldn't be much chess left if I'd had a nap on your chess set.
I mean, I think when Omni was sleeping here on the first night, he was on this sofa. Actually, no, he was on the floor with the cushions from the sofa, and he had found all of these T-shirts were stacked up on the floor, and he was using them as a blanket, and he had one blue sticky bomb under his head. And, I feel like he was trying to absorb it. Just tucked beneath him.
The power of the spikes.
I can never see how that would have been ever comfortable enough to sleep with.
I don't know. I think those are much more
desperate
squishy
man, I think,
than the shape would make them out to be. Although now that you are squishing it, I'm regretting saying that.
No,
it's not. It's quite firm.
No, hang on.
Well, perhaps you need to hold one in each hand to really understand.
Just to understand how firm it actually is.
Yes.
I wouldn't feel comfortable sleeping on that. I must admit that's a bit much.
That's
on you go.
Yeah. Does it feel good? Is that something that you're commonly Yeah, good weight to it.
All right.
Right. So, big totals of money. You've transitioned this away from being a couple of people or 3 people in a small dark room without enough internet to stream realistically, and yet managing to pull it off, into a world-renowned international event with thousands upon thousands of people queuing up, knocking each other off their machines just to catch a glimpse of what is the most beautiful person in the world, Loris, and his trusty sidekick. Just for a few moments.
If I could call a couple of attention to the screen up there, which is that Gubbins has donated a 420.
Woohoo! Gubbins.
Wonderful.
Epley's put some money in. I don't know why he's done that. He's quite poor. And Fox Fairline with the big £50, which is awesome. And also Epley's in chat saying, can we get a shout out for Jacob Cubbybrain for being an OG Hugs Value of Teamwork founder? Yeah, we briefly spoke about Jacob Brain, but from what I've heard, some stay dry, but others feel the pain.
Reference game, incredibly on point there, Ryan.
As you did say that we'd read out the messages for the 420, Fenrir Darkfang says to Hugs.tf, KritzKast, and all content creators in the community, let's stay that tight-knitted community. That is why TF2 is best. Let us. Gubbins, who you previously said had donated £4.20. Thank you to everyone involved and to everyone who donated. I'm having the loveliest time. Hashtag Hugs17. Gubbins is such a wonderful person.
I know,
he really is.
Yeah. It's genuinely shocking. He gives good hugs.
Yeah.
Good hugs.
Yeah,
Only
very
second
good
Agro.
hugs. Yeah. Well, we did do a little bit. Well, I say we. I did a little bit of sort of interaction with Twitch chat earlier to decide
Market
who
research.
the best huggers were
Right.
at Hugs.tf. We came to a rough conclusion that it's Agro and Gubbins at number 1. We can't quite decide between them. But then Fate coming in at a close third. Surprising. Left field.
You and I
left
have we
field
hugged?
decision.
We have.
But still.
Oh, and there's
there's
Gubbins
Gubbins,
just
wonderful.
doing a little heart through the doorway. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
Yeah.
And I think it is important. Okay, going off on a massive tangent.
Let's go.
Hugs. Okay. Does the name Hugs.tf, obviously it celebrates community and coming together and all those wonderful things that Hugs just generally recognise. Is the name of the event anything to do with Hugs LAN? Like the fact that hugs are the formal greeting for LAN?
No.
That is a dirty, dirty lie.
No.
No, it isn't.
No, it's a massive joke.
It's just a joke.
Oh, really?
About Omni, basically.
It's because
What?
we used to play MVM
Okay.
with Omni,
And?
and after we met him at I-52, and he always used to have Hugs.tf after a pipe in his name. And one we were playing, and then essentially we started putting other URLs in our name,
Right.
Yep.
such as Hugs.tf, Jugs.tf, you know. It
Mugs.
kept going.
Mugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. LEDs.tf, you know, and but
Yeah, and then we had a
LEDs.
team called Hugs.tf, sponsored by Hugs.tf.
yeah. I mean, Hugs.tf was already bought by that point because it's one of those many things in life in which I thought I really need that domain name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Doggo.tf, I bought that as well.
You can go on there now.
Cupcakecodes.waifu.tf. In fact, go to fate.is.my.waifu.tf. That takes takes you to a site in which Fate is winking on repeat. And Cupcakecodes mango.tf as well. They're all quite good.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
out
we've
there.
bought quite a few good ones recently.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, we've but yeah, it all came out of a massive joke, and then we just bought the URL because I mean they're quite cheap, really.
Because we were originally
Yeah.
Value of Teamwork, I think.
Yeah,
Or
Value of Teamwork, like
it
the paint.
was the first year, yeah.
Yeah, like the paint, the team coloured paint.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were before. Also based on Value of Teamwork was the name of an artist that did a bunch of like old school original soundtrack from games. They did like remixes of them. So they did Final Fantasy and Ocarina of Rime.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Pun
Yeah.
technology right there.
Yeah, I think they did both of those. I really hope I didn't misquote that. But yeah, so it was kind of named after them, named after the paint, and then after a while, I didn't like continue to go with that. Omni came up with the heart logo, for Hugs, and after then it's just like love.
The logo that is on the medal for this year's event is possibly the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen in my life. That's a lie, but it's still quite good.
It's a good lie, though.
It's a good
It's a
lie.
good
Let's
lie.
go with it.
I like it.
It is two halves of a heart
Yeah.
in a hug
Yeah,
style
kind of a
embrace.
hugging. Yeah.
And I love the fact that, I mean, for those who listen to this later on, you won't know that what you've just missed is both Loris and Squirrel kind of emoting
Miming
the
a
hug.
Yeah.
Without that was not practiced. That was just
We're
just
that
happened.
well synced, just not in game.
You spent clearly far too much time together and know exactly when to pull out that kind of the hug thing.
SMH.
My entire self-image is just falling to the ground.
Oh no!
It's all over.
Not like this.
You're right though. The medal was absolutely beautiful, and shout out to everyone we worked with on that. 'Cause it ended up quite an extensive list in the end. Because I know Uberchain was involved, helping us sketch it out. Amy helped us make some changes to some of the original ones we had. Then we got a couple of names like XB33, and I think Quinn was involved and stuff as well. And these are all medal or workshop designers and stuff like that, and they're genuinely amazing, and they did a really good job.
How did you select these people? Are they self-selecting? Do people come to you and say, "Hey, look, I've got a talent. I want to be involved in this," or is there a key person that knows everyone and gets everyone
I
involved?
think it's just sort of word of mouth, really. That you just talk to some people.
No, I think that's rubbish. I think it was John.
Just all John. Fair enough. Never mind.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
Just
John
all
or
John.
Wolf or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of
we
you.
just all know.
Wolf. There you go.
Wolf's waving.
See?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah,
Production
Wolf.
knows everything.
Yeah,
is
it's
what we
because
know.
it'd be one of them. They're both
Yeah.
fairly well connected. You know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they hooked us up with that because I don't think I would have asked. I'm one of those
No.
people that I never very often
No, it's a bit-
assume
yeah.
that I could have something. I'd rather have worked for it and found these people myself. I'm never going to find them. Never in the same place. So it's completely pointless. I ended up using Wolf as a
Go-to guy for everything.
middle, go-to a middle guy.
I feel like
Thatched house.
you're trying to do some sort of emoji thing, like you're trying to create your own brand with these messages, but
It's entirely
the
unintentional. It's
thatch.
absolute
it's-
tightness.
Yeah, okay, I can see that being true as well. With that in mind, and the fact that like every time that we mention another aspect of what is required in order to bring Hugs.tf together, in order to do the day's event or the 26 hours of event, there's a whole lot of people who work in the background. And I don't mean to say that sort of an offhand. Oh, they'll only do stuff in the background. Like the sheer process of getting something like this all condensed down, so that when you do the live stream event, the 26-hour thing, it's relatively seamless. I mean, there's always going to be hiccups on the day. There's always going to be things you didn't expect and didn't encounter, and because you're stepping up your game each and every year, and I'm kind of making the assumption here that there's gonna be Hugs 18.
No comment.
Okay.
No,
it's
it's
too far forward.
Speculation
But
here, isn't it?
it's not something I wouldn't do. I'm having quite a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So-
quite a lot
so-
of stress though.
Absolutely. When do you start? What? When did you start Hugs 17? Not when does one start, but when did you start getting Hugs 17 ready to go?
It's like
Off the ground.
It's like a 3-date threshold. Like the actual work started last October, which is when I started looking for a venue. Then the first amount of fairly serious work started in about January, February, and then pretty much since, what month is it now? It's May now,
May,
right?
it is
So
definitely May,
Definitely
yeah.
May.
I'd
Yeah.
say like the constant work has been since like the beginning of March, maybe even the end of Feb, which has just been like constant, trying to sort stuff out. So yeah, there's been like 3 tiers of like, cause we didn't know we had this place until February,
Right.
because it kind of I had another venue in mind beforehand, and it kind of fell through because they weren't open. In fact, the hilarious thing is we were speaking to this venue, that fell through. They said when we open, we would obviously have you in. That's absolutely fine. We want to keep in contact with you. And then they're just like, but it's going to be about 3 months. And that would have led us up to about December at the time.
Right.
But it turns out that was further delayed, and they've actually opened last weekend. So that's good.
It's been a bit touch and go there, really.
But that's in Croydon, so that's really quite far away. I'm
That's
quite glad it's
actually
here. This is quite close to me.
Well, it's very close to where I am as well.
Yeah, it's just down the road really. So
Fantastic.
it's very nice. So I'm quite happy with this one.
Yeah, no, this works really well. So in order for you to be ready for an event of this scale, you realistically needed to have already started planning before you, well, many months before you actually go live with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So realistically, the idea of Hugs 18, going back to the previous question, Hugs 18, if it is going to happen, you want to go bigger and better and bolder and more beautiful, if that's possible, bearing in mind we've already had gubbins on. If you want to go more beautiful, how do you are you thinking, even while it is going on and your mind is doing and flashing in the chess and the fantastic things that you've got lined up, are you thinking, well, maybe I need to start thinking about Hugs 18 now? Maybe I've got this idea that I haven't been able to pull off this year, that bigger studio, brighter lights, more cameras.
I will know quite soon, but I'll probably put it off. I'll probably put off the decision for a bit.
Just wait until the memories of this have died
I've got
down
other
a
stuff
little
on.
bit. Yeah, just so you forget the sleep deprivation, forget all of that.
I've got a lot to do.
Yeah,
I've got
You're
a few
busy
things
man,
on at the moment.
Busy man.
I feel a little bit bad for the fact that I literally have dragged you out of bed in order to bring you down and sit you down on a sofa and have you smile sweetly.
No, it's fine. After this event's done, like, it's just like back to your normal stuff, isn't it? But like, it just happens to be that at the moment TF2 is taking up a lot of my stuff. Yeah. I'm supposed to be doing this documentary thing, for Cadus's team.
What, the whole 7
Yeah, I
thing,
went with them to California, and we're doing a documentary about that, and I haven't even started that. Should probably get going, really, shouldn't I?
Probably should.
It's just
before we're all looking at wrists that have no watches on.
Yeah, no,
just kind of used to that.
Charity got in the way.
So.
Charity got in the way. I wanted to help. Everything we've been saying. I don't need to repeat it. But I wanted to do that, and Hugs was important. Hugs took preference. Maybe it shouldn't have. Maybe I'm going to get yelled at. I should already had that awkward conversation at some point. But
right now, it is the most important thing I'm doing while I'm sat here. So yes, definitely, you're completely correct.
Yeah. Well, whilst we're here, might as well just sit and enjoy it for a moment.
Yeah, definitely. Chance to relax.
Yeah. I mean that, and also pushing forward. I mean, what we were saying earlier about the competitive side. Like, you can't work all the time. Sometimes you need to enjoy yourself, and competitive Team Fortress is the way that we unwind. I mean,
it doesn't feel like that sometimes.
No, we constantly scream at each other.
Yes, full on.
Yeah. Actually, in hindsight, I don't think I found it that restful.
No.
I mean, Squirrel's actually got fairly high blood pressure. He's actually like a human.
A
human train.
Human
slight
condition.
medical mystery.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he played medic for us for a season whilst he was being.
I don't know why.
Examined.
But
sort of that hands-on approach to medicine.
Well, the amount of times, because I was pocketing him, I was his soldier that played close, and there are a couple of times in which he should have been a lot more mad that I let him down about something. But there was one point in particular in which we're walking out of a particular shutter door, and I blast some stickies towards him, and they explode, and he drops the Uber. And he's really angry, but he doesn't necessarily, mainly because I think I'm fairly tongue-in-cheek, said, like, why didn't you pop?
I should point out, I'm in the top of lobby, I just dropping down, Ryan's opening the door, and he just shoots a rocket straight in. They all fly up into my face. Instant drop. Just
and he didn't see it coming. He would have been popping in like an empty lobby. But I'm just like, why didn't you pop? And he was so angry, but because he didn't want to shout and like really stress himself out, he spent 3 hours editing a multi-camera angled video showing that drop.
Which,
titled, "Hey Squirrel, how's your season going?"
I think that was the point where I sort of gave up on the season of it. It was, it didn't go well after that. I just started running crits the entire time, and just healing Green Rab because he didn't let me down as often.
Yeah, that was a good season.
I feel like you guys are breaking up live on stream. It's brilliant.
Oh no,
That's all right.
the entire beginning of
Water
that
on the
season,
bridge.
which was that Squirrel had these big ambitions
I
for a style of
Huge
team he wanted
ambitions.
to go to. He wanted to go into.
I was trying to make a team at the start,
Yeah.
but I've made teams from like whenever I got into competitive TF2, I made my teams and carried them forward. I suddenly realised it was just too much work and no reward. And then Ryan brought me in to manage all of his teams, which is terrible.
It was 6 weeks before the beginning of the season, roughly. He has his recruitment post up, and he's just like, I'm gonna find myself a team. This is my season. It's about 3 seasons ago, and it's still not here. But this is my season, and I'm just like, no, Squirrel. In 6 weeks, you're gonna play medic for me. And he's just like, nah. Over my dead body, and as
And it
the
was over
time
my
went
dead body
down,
as he dropped me every single time.
ground him down, ground him down.
The idea of checking for stickies is not in Ryan's pocket dictionary.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of my biggest weaknesses. But I made you play medic for an entire
And
season.
killing your
The
own medic.
whole
Another.
season.
My old weakness.
I never said I was good. that was never stated.
Never again.
But yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one, and that's pretty much testament to what was going on there.
And yet you're still friends, and yet you still play.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, pretty much.
As I say,
I sense, and I wonder if I'm going to pick this up later when I do the post. I sense a sort of an urgency towards drawing an underline under that conversation before you lose friendship and go somewhere.
That's all
You'll
right.
leave the sofa and just in different directions.
I don't wanna
There's
say
not a door
much.
over there, but you'll make one just to make it less awkward.
this
Yep.
might just be the wrestling style, like backstory.
Right.
But I think we're really going to find out what happens after the chess.
Yeah, I
This
think
this
so,
is going to
yeah.
break. This has ability
you know
to
what?
It's
break.
either going to bond or break.
Yeah.
The chess thing for me, it seemed to be a bit of a quirk, a bit of a Euro quirk.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing that there's really an
there's
end game
deeper
to
stuff
this.
here.
Yeah.
You're building up towards it, and I think that's going to be the highlight of this entire event. For
Yeah,
me.
you wait until the themes that we walk into.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
like
no, that's
with the
gonna be good.
capes.
I'm
and,
hoping to see you both in shorts, in metallic shorts.
There's no other way to play chess.
No.
Not
No,
that I'm aware of. No.
That's how the masters do it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Well, yeah, it helps to be breezy around the ankles. I
Oh,
believe
yeah.
it helps with the.
Get a bit of sort of air circulation going there. Air to the bits that really matter in a chess match.
Oh, of course, of course.
You might get sweaty if you sit down too long.
Something Givenchuk's always saying.
The hilarious thing about the chess thing is that Squirrel's literally the only person who knows anything about chess
No,
in this
we-
entire building.
We really did try to find someone who plays TF2 and also does play chess, and there are a couple, but none that live close enough, really. So
Right,
it's really unfortunate.
A quick 420 message from Nupusfosh. TF2 lives thanks to its community, where every player can find a place. We should treasure that. We should.
I'm going to shout out Stinson as well, who's donated the big
It's
50.
finally come through, I think.
The big.
That's been there. We've been trying to find Stinson's donation for 17 hours.
no.
And it's I think it's finally there.
On my spreadsheet here, it just says amount, pound. And it doesn't actually have any sum after it, it's just the pound symbol.
But fingers crossed, it's there now.
You guys are
To
awesome.
our glorious leader, head admin Stinson.
Yeah, no. Stinson's always been really lovely to me.
I
He's
met him
merc
at
medic
LAN.
for us far more times than I think he probably should.
Well, I keep running into games with him, and he's just like, "Hi, Loris, big fan." And it's like, "Oh, hi, dude. I like you too."
Okay,
He's
right.
a great guy.
The next Hugs event. I know that you're dying to tell us who's going to be there for this big event that's happening. And I don't want to ask you because I know this is not a time, and I really don't want to get shouted at by anyone behind my ears. No, don't ask them! Hugs 18. Imagine a scenario where there was another Hugs. Can you cast your mind forward to that amazing opportunity? Who would be your dream personality? Someone who needs to be sat where my arse is right now. I phrased that really badly. Who would you love to have? Who, if you could reach out to the ether, the Team Fortress 2 community, the pop world, icons from stage and screen, would you like a Schwarzenegger? Would you like a Bruce Willis? Would you like a Gary Lineker? These are the full extent of the people that I know from famous things.
It's genuinely hilarious that you say Schwarzenegger because I was going to say, will it be the future? So I want a Terminator.
Fantastic.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But otherwise, as someone shouting out admirable, and
Admirable. Yeah.
That's a good pick.
I'd actually
a
be
good
down with that.
pick, yeah.
But because local enough, right? I got a couple of like small complaints before the event based on the guest list, and the guest list isn't really as negotiable as people think it is, because there's not a lot of people here that I don't know. And when I say not a lot, there's only one person that I didn't know before today.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be the right kind of person to be here, and you got to kind of earn it. Like, you meet someone, you know whether you're going to like them or not. Like, when we met on the KritzKast, and I'm just like, I met you in California. And then we're just like, or did we? Or didn't we? Or something like that. But I'm just like, no, I know I did, because I liked you. And I want you here. You get the right vibe for people. And that is like a horrific way of doing guest management. Please do not do that for anything other than a charity event.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason we sort of have to do that in a way is because we are sort of limited by the amount of people we can have. Because I think any more than this amount of people, even this amount of people, is difficult with sleeping and doing things.
Oh, yeah, I mean, as you say, we've been sleeping in the same, like, meter squared. You could be sharing a lot of...
There's a lot of
top
bodily
and tailing.
functions that were shared in a way like that I never thought that I could ever want to.
Yeah. I recently got a regrettable piece of permanent ink, and I've had a lot of people rubbing salve onto my back, etc. And it's getting very, very close.
This is the thing. Have you got the same thing?
Yeah, we did the same one.
Yeah.
Did you actually intend to get the same thing? Or was this another? Like,
No,
bizarre
we talked about it
this
forever.
for a long time.
Yeah, I've got very, very...
And again, if you haven't, did you catch the earlier part of the stream? We saw Sammy's
one,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting it out.
Tattoo on her back with 4 classes.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not getting it out.
I mean, at what stage? What do I have to do to you to persuade you to get a pyro flame on there as well?
Well, if the class was rebalanced.
No, I'm not. I won't make any.
When eventually the pyro update is released, that's where.
And they just remove it from the game. That'll be.
I won't make a political.
No, sorry.
A political request here.
It's the last time you appear on the show. I hope you enjoyed it.
No, I love. I started as a pyro mate. So.
What I will say is that I won't go down the route of 4 against pyro, because I'm kind of actually a little bit undecided, because I really like the way that Steve used to play pyro.
Oh, Steve was
and
amazing
actually
pyro.
Omni.
Yeah, but that's only because he was on our team.
If
we
I
were
was
playing
against
against
him,
Steve, I don't think we would like pyro anywhere near as much.
But what I have considered doing is
Steve's
I didn't really think about it before the event, but I was thinking of getting a Hugs heart added to the bottom of the line.
Oh, now
Little
it's not
Hugs
like
heart.
would work.
Yeah, I was considering getting that done before next year, because
So
it'd be lovely.
presumably, again, the idea. I feel like I'm reaching towards a goal that is both achievable and discernible. The next year we'll see the actual thing in its reality. We will see your back.
It would be year 5, so it would probably get quite
that's
nutty.
Given Twitch rules and regulations, there are certain things you can't do on stream. Showing the front is so. Have you picked out an outfit that shows your back but not your front?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some lacy numbers, but
Great.
well, I don't want to confirm now. I mean, they were getting a little bit ahead of
Confirm
ourselves.
your outfit ahead of time, a year ahead.
We've not really
think about
confirmed the event yet.
I was going to say that's a sort of level of planning that I don't think any of us are really capable of doing.
No.
Like, I genuinely don't know how I'm going to survive tomorrow, never mind actually do the whole outfit thing. I mean, if I dress myself, that'd be great.
Again, achievable goals. Let's go for what we can. I never thought that we would see such a magnificent title of £13,605 and 80 pence.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's kind of big. I'll be absolutely honest. I'll be honest with you now, and a couple of people around here know that. My goal was 10k, so I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.
My goal was 10,000. We smashed that a while ago, dude.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I was telling families, friends, work colleagues. Yeah, I'd like to make 10,000 for charity through TF2, and they're just like, "What? Are you nutty?" And it's like, no. I think I can do it. And then tomorrow I'll get to call people and just be like, "Yo,
Guess what? Yo,
slammed.
Yeah.
1-0.
did the deal.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing a lot of people haven't seen it because it's just like, nerd stuff, really.
does your mum see this? Are you going to point it towards the stream and say, "Hey, look, for these hours I was
She
on"?
shared
I
it
did
on
a thing."
Facebook. I don't know whether that means she's watched it. She might have watched it. No, I don't know. You heard anything from mother? got a text? What she said? Okay.
Wow.
So my dad was watching it at 4 a.m. There you go.
There you go.
So shout out to Kevin.
Your dad,
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Ah, yeah.
Kev.
He sounds
Kev,
nice.
as you will.
Not
Yeah.
quite Midnight Mick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's not quite Midnight Mick.
But,
Standard
yeah.
of just like game dad. But
Game
you know,
dad,
he's
but,
pretty
you know,
up there. He's alright.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
He's alright. Yeah.
Well, you, Squirrel, had any sort of parental activity on your feed?
I believe that they have watched a bit of it. I'm not sure how much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've had some messages.
I kind of like to close the show with like a message, say phone your parents and make sure that they know. Assuming you don't live with your parents, if you live with your parents and you phone them, it seems like a redundant action. If you're living with your parents right now, take the opportunity to go and stand up and be with them, sort of togetherness as it is. Let them know that you regard them as being one of the most useful people for giving you lifts to places, and the money is always good. No, tell them that you love them. That's
Give him a high five on the way to the
one,
kitchen.
yeah.
Get him a tea on the way back. You know, like.
Maybe a hug.
best son ever. I've got to say, you much better son than the other one. Yes. There's fightment.
Oh, dear.
Good grief.
Poor Eeply. Oh no, I've never seen him shocked. Oof.
Oh, Eefly,
Oh,
bless
dear.
him.
Yeah, I mean, we were being told about 10 minutes ago to wrap it up in one,
Yes,
but I've been
so
having so much fun. I
it's-
just like I was talking yesterday, like just like, Agro, I want some time on the sofa with you, and
Yeah.
now they're trying to take it away from me, and I'm just like, no, grab it on. You say 10 minutes, I'll say
back in.
20. You know, so
Are we being told to there was
Yes.
a voice? Yeah, okay, so I think it is actually fair enough to say that this has been, for me, certainly a wonderful opportunity. I have enjoyed myself immensely. I know I'm not done. I would very much like the opportunity to come back and read some messages, people who have donated throughout the course of the event, and I've been very much enjoying that. And I think there's been positive messages from Twitch as well.
loads.
Yeah, loads.
I mean, I can quickly queue up the next event as well, because we're going to go to a quick BRB after this.
Yep.
Are we?
But
can
the next event is the big painting, Joy of Painting. So we need to set that up, which
This
means
is
like
And
a
your
minute.
other creative
Yeah.
activities. Yeah.
So we've got the next little bit coming up, which is Squirrel's painting, as you can see behind. Once again,
We've got Saf here as well, and
Saf's
we've
over
got
the corner.
Crotchet, I think.
I
Phil's
have
doing.
no idea if they picked up the
Oh,
crochet,
okay.
but we might have
Okay,
that.
well, we may have that. We may not. Who knows?
Yeah, I was going to do a
The
Poot
joy
Heavy
of
remix.
crochet.
You're doing the pooties.
Isn't that the game that you play on a lawn outside with? Never mind.
Yeah.
That's
Boots
doing
and
croquet.
mallets,
My
yeah.
mistake.
So that's all
Goodness
coming
me.
up next, and so that will be what happens when we BRB.
Yes.
Because we've got a bit of setting up to do, and we have a sheet to put down, and we've got to make
Generally
sure we
paint
don't ruin
protection.
the building that we've been given with paint, because
let's-
it's very
let's
likely.
Always nice when laying down plastic sheets in anything that you're doing. It always helps to ensure that there's no extra arterial blood. Anyway,
Yes.
this has been KritzKast, the Team Fortress 2 podcast. I'd like to invite you now to join us over at KritzKast.com. There have been 400 and ironically 20 episodes. This was we massaged the numbers to make this our 420 show. Massaged. That's how I massage. Unfortunate, but nobody's complained yet. Not the ones that lived. And yes, there's lots of episodes to go back and listen to, if I may plug for a moment. But otherwise, Hugs.tf, get the donations in. We love you guys. We particularly love you, Loris and Squirrel. I am looking forward immensely to seeing what your creative mind is able to stir up from only 2 hours of sleep.
Well, so am I.
Thank you very much for being on KritzKast, and good afternoon, good night, and good evening, and big hugs for everyone.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hugs.